All right, everybody, welcome into the live Rocket League game show of Rotate. The game show that always got you circling back for more. You've seen enough of my face here on this Twitch channel. Let's talk about the three right above me, our three contestants to kick off season number 3. We've got Chixa, we've got Mockfish, we've got Mr. Bepic. I guess they know how to cast some Rocket League. Somehow I managed to get some Rocket League casters. You all got your name below you. Y'all got 0 points, and you're all fighting for more points than that. Let's get introductions underway. Mr. Bepic, I'm going to start with you because you, my friend, are a familiar face to the game show. A reigning champion here of Rotate. Talk to me how you're feeling coming into this new season.
I'm feeling fantastic. You know, I got iced a little bit by the like 8-month break. I think the show went on a little bit while you were prepping the next generation of Rotate questions, but I'm still confident. I was telling Pyro while we were getting ready that this text right here I almost deleted last week. It was still in my OBS, but I kept it, and now we're here. So the universal's on my side.
He's got the callback to Around the Horn on ESPN, in which the show is inspired from. Shout out Woody Page, but shout out as well to Mockfish, another contender here in the opener of this Rotate season. But Mock, you haven't been here for the game show, my friend. You've been casting everywhere. You joined me on SSA recently. You even covered an official regional broadcast for the World Championship last season, if I'm not mistaken. Mock, it's a pleasure to have you here as a guest. How are we feeling for the game show?
I mean, thanks for having me, first of all. I'm feeling a bit tired, given it's currently 1:07 in the morning here in Germany. But I've got all the energy I need because I've got the best logo in RLCS history with me. I've got Big Goose. I've got the Big Goose energy from OCE, so I'm literally unbeatable. Come on. Can we just stop it here? I want to go to bed.
This guy's got a point. Big Goose coming in with the big name. But this could be a match that is bigger than each of you because we have the powerhouse, the analyst, the caster, the coach recently at Post University. We've got Chixa. Chixa, welcome to the show. How are we feeling?
I feel like I'm going to embarrass myself throughout the process of today, but you know what?
That's the spirit.
To that. I'm on broadcast every time, and we always say something stupid, but that's okay. I mean, we're here to have fun today. I'm feeling pretty much in high spirits. I mean, I'll always do everything at least once, and if this is an absolute fail on my part, at least I tried.
Don't worry, Chixa. I'll leave all the failures to me when we have production issues and problems, even enunciating the questions to start. But, folks, let's go over the format because you contestants need a reminder, and to the folks in the stream, I feel like you guys could use a refresher as well. This is Rotate, the game show that's got you circling back for more and trying to get as many points as you can. I am the sole decider of whether these contestants get points based on their answer for the following 12 questions. We've got 3 questions per category. You can see them right above you. We got agree to disagree. So I'll give a statement. Hey, tell me whether they agree or disagree. We got Hall of Fame, where I've got 4 items. They've got to pick the 3 that they'll keep in their Hall of Fame, but the one that just doesn't make it. We've got this or that. It's simple. This or that. Tell me why. And finally, let's get spicy. You gotta get the spice. You gotta stir the pot. And that's exactly what we're gonna do for our very, very exciting final category. It's gonna be good, folks. You are gonna be excited for the rest of this. And then after all that, the contestant with the least points does get knocked out for our final 1v1 head-to-head format to decide a winner. So, contestants, hopefully the instructions are clear enough. Any final questions before we get started? Any of y'all?
How's the weather down where you live, Pyro?
Absolutely beautiful. It is a beautiful sunshiny day in Las Vegas. 70 degrees in American units, Mocked. How about you?
It's currently, wait, let me quickly check. It's currently 4 degrees centigrade. So I believe that's about 40-ish in Fahrenheit, and it's raining.
Okay. We're gonna get enough of European bias throughout this show. I've had enough of it already. Let's just get started. Congratulations, Chixa, because you are gonna be our first contestant to talk about our very first question. So let's get into it. Let's get the questions underway. Our first category is agree or disagree. And our first question, well, It's relatively simple. We've got the question, Zen is the best Rocket League player at this time. It's a tough one, but you got to tell me, Chixa, whether you agree or disagree. Your timer begins now.
I mean, if we go between agree and disagree, I'm going to agree. I mean, Zen recently beating the highest MMR record ever to be achieved by a player. So that means he at least knows how to do his 2v2s quite well. I think especially because he's so young. I love young players and the creativity they bring to the table. I think he's really adaptable. He just takes everything that all of his coaches throw at him. He puts it out on the field. I think Zen right now is certainly one of the best, if not, in this case, the best.
Oh, all right. Rotate it around. You know, an extra point for brevity, Chixa. You finished right about at the timer. Mocked Fish, I want to hear from you. Zen, agree or disagree? Best Rocket League player at this very time.
Well, Zen is French, and we all know that the French are the best at Rocket League right now. In 2v2, in 3v3, doesn't matter which game mode there is. I don't think Zen is the singular best player. I think he's being usurped at the moment by Vatira and Rice, who are both doing exceptional stuff at KC. But it never really was about Zen at Vitality. I feel like while Zen was an overwhelming presence, what held that team together was Farah's coaching, was the cohesion of the entire roster. Zen is spectacular, but ever since he's got his haircut, the Zen buff is no longer there. The fluffy hair needs to come back, and that's my statement.
Oh, all right. And another extra point for brevity. Very well done on the timer. And so we've got a yes, Bepic. We've got to know. But we've got to know what you're saying for your answer, my friend. The timer has begun. Tell us, Zen, is he the greatest of all time at this current moment?
He is not the greatest of all time at this current moment.
The best Rocket League player at this time. My bad.
You gave me two questions. He is not the greatest of all time. Too short a career to even answer that question.
Fair.
Second of all, you can't argue with the 2's MMR record. Like, Zen is absolutely cracked right now. Sure, the results, he's losing to KC. He's losing to, who is it, Gentlemates in the last regional as well. Losses are piling up for Zen and his team right now, but individually, he is the best player. You can't argue with the grind and malleability of this player.
Rotate it up. Wow. Quite the conversation after what we saw between Carmine Core and Vitality today, I gotta say. But fair enough to Mocked Fish. You know what? I'm going to give you an extra point for the boldness of your answer, my friend. I didn't expect a no today on the desk, but you went bold and brash into that one. And right off the get-go, Mocked Fish repping the EU question with the extra point. How you feeling about that, Mocked?
I mean, I feel like I'm a bit at your whim here, at your mercy. I feel like you just it's a honey and a stick, right? Now you're giving me the honey, and later you're gonna give me the stick. So I'm just preparing mentally for the betrayal, Pyro.
I think it's coming sooner than you can imagine. So let's get on with it, Mocked. You're even the first one on this next question. We're firing right away here with agree or disagree, and we're taking it across the pond as well. It's time to come home with a North American conversation. Don't worry, folks. Not all questions are RLCS specific, but this one most certainly is. We got a new question on the board. OG Esports is a top 4 NA team. Before you answer that, I want to take it to this visual right here. Check out the first qualifier from North America, or excuse me, the latest qualifier. This is number 2, in which OG Esports, after going out 0-3 in Swiss in the first qual, make it to top 4. Mocked Fish, it's your question. It's your statement to agree or disagree that OG Esports is a top 4 North American team. Your timer begins now.
Neither here or there, but that's mostly because top 4 in NA is so difficult to define. We have a clear favorite in G2, who's at the top of the region. Then it's Gen G, and after that, it's a bit of a bunch that's really hard to sort of gauge where everything is. OG certainly can be a top 4 team. I'm not denying that, and I'm personally a big fan of the roster. I think they have a very European-inspired game style, but they need to show a bit more consistency for me to place them as a definite top 4 candidate.
Oh, so Mocked likes them because they've got that EU flavor. Who would have guessed? Mr. Bepic, I want to hear from you, though. OG Esports, are they a top 4 NA team right now?
Absolutely not. You can't go 0-3 in the last regional and then get a Mickey bracket run into top 4. The next regional will be considered top 4 in the region. I'm sorry. M80 in Swiss, they are godlike, greatest team of all time. You put them in single elim and they can't do a single thing. OG got to the single elim bracket by the skin of their teeth. They get the luck of the draw with M80, and that's following going 0-3 in Swiss. Like, they have not proven enough to get over Space Station and Poab, maybe even Dignitas are above them right now.
Rotate. Whoa, man, calling out Poab. I mean, they've got that consistent top 8 finish. I'll give you that on that point. But, Chicksa, we got some OG non-believers here on the desk. Are you going to join them?
I'm definitely going to join him. I do not think OG is a top 4 team right now. Way too inconsistent. I mean, they fell at times in a sweep to freaking XD at times. They're just not showing up. It's either they're hot or they're cold or they're just not there. I think they have the potential to be a top 4 team. They certainly have the talent, but they have not shown the chemistry to do well enough on the stage each and time they're there.
All right. Very well. Very well. Well, folks, I want to spin right into our final agree or disagree. Bepik, you're going to kick us off here. And we've talked about EU. We've talked about NA. I mean, you got to be sick of this conversation at this point, right? Well, I hope you're not, because question number 3 is on. And the agree or disagree statement is exactly the one that I had on the announcement. So I'd imagine you're prepared for it. Here it is. Oh, I started your timer too early. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Let me give you your 30 seconds. EU will easily clear NA at major number 1. Now your timer starts.
If we're talking about aggregate results across all of NA, absolutely yes. I don't think any team in North America outside of G2 is equipped to handle the EU Big Four right now, because the EU Big Four, except for SA, only loses to the EU Big Four for the most part. And EU is a very deep region, and they're close series, but the Big Four right now are going to dismantle North America. We are not right there. Even the Europeans that came over aren't right there on their teams right now to take down those big EU teams.
All right. I mean, Vitality, they kind of went to round 5 of Swiss. I don't know that they're only losing the top 4 teams. I knocked you a point there, but you make a good point nonetheless. Chicksa, I mean, we already know what Mock's going to say. Come on. Are you really going to let NA sit down? Come on, talk to me.
All right, I agree with your statement other than the easily part of it. I think NA is going to give a fight. We've shown decent showings in LAN. I think the LAN environment being not in NA is going to hurt us at the end of the day. But I think when it comes to being on that stage, needing to show up when they have to show up, we're going to get a little bit more fight than what we've seen in between North America right now. So my hope is they don't easily clear. I don't think they will easily, but I do think EU will clear in general.
Okay, all right. Wow, Mock. How about this? You've been set up to just knock them home now. Let's hear it. Let's just get it over with.
I mean, easily clear is always a bit of a stretch because G2 does exist and G2 is still a good opponent, but I firmly believe that no matter how it ends up, it will be an EU grand final. I'm not saying that because of the Swiss format it's going to be an EU top 4, because that just takes way too many variables, and I think G2 is good enough to beat the Gentlemates or beat the BDS on their day, even on LAN. So I'm not going to count G2 out, but overall I'd be very impressed if NA manages to find a spot in the grand final, or anyone else other than EU find a spot in the grand finals.
Wow. Oh, the EU grand final. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I still love my little image here. G2 against the EU. It's just, it really feels like
don't count us Falcons, right?
The situation.
Falcons are so good.
In there.
Falcons,
Yeah,
I mean,
Falcons
if you're
is
Johnny
so
Boy,
good.
apparently it's EU versus the Falcons anyway. That's all he considers for the top 5. But he's not on the show.
He's not wrong.
And okay, I have the mute button right here mocked. We've done enough with agree or disagree. And analysts, I've tested your RLCS knowledge enough, at least for now. Okay, at least for now. I want to swap it over to a new topic. I want to get over to the Hall of Fame. Reminder of how this will go, folks. Basically, I'm going to give you 4 items, and y'all got to choose just 3 that you're keeping in your Hall of Fame. One just doesn't make it. One just doesn't deserve to be on that upper echelon. I think each of you have started a question, but I'm not going to keep going to you first, Chixa, for every single category. Mock, you're going to kick this one off.
Can I write down the four things you're gonna say, because I do have a pen with me. My mind is.
What are you worried about?
Okay, cool.
It's okay. Here, I have them right there. See, Gentlemates, G2, BDS, SSG. But what you don't expect is what exactly that relates to. Well, I'm gonna show you right now. Let's take a look here. And some very snazzy decals. Look at these suckers. Gentlemates with that light pink on the top left. G2 with the beautiful color flames. BDS and SSG. Look at those snazzy decals. Esports decals just dropping in the shop recently. Mock, I want to hear from you. Which of these lovely pieces just don't make your top 4?
I'm gonna start it differently, because I'm gonna start out which do make the top 4 differently, and those are Space Station with that black and gold. It's a combination that you can never go wrong with. It's tried and tested in motorsport. And Gentlemates with that really bullish pink coming out. I like it. Those two are clear. For me, G2 is a bit too loud. There's a bit too much going on. BDS, very clean. So I'm gonna stick with BDS, Gentlemates, and SSG. G2, it's a good decal. It's just a little bit too much for me. It's too loud.
Okay, all right. Well, yep. More hate on G2 from Mock. I gave you a couple points for it, though. I agree. Black and gold, it's a beautiful design. Big shout out to the Berg, where my home's at. Bepic, what are you thinking with these lovely styles? I'll show everyone again while I start your timer. Bepic, who's not making it to your Hall of Fame?
I'm going to pull actual hard data for this one. I recently started a full-time job coaching for Huntington College. Shout out the Hawks.
Ooh.
And all of my players love the esports decals, and they have used Gentlemates, G2, and SSG consistently. Not a single one of my Rocket League guys has used the BDS decal yet. So, obviously, my players, the people are speaking. That's their opinion. BDS is just not in the top 3 here.
Rotate. Okay, all right. I think Bepic's playing it safe, not calling on his own principles, but his players. Chixa, I know you're out here coaching. Are you going to do the same?
Data, I like it.
No, I'm not going to do the same. And I, in fact, don't agree with anybody's statements right now.
All right, well, talk to me.
I don't agree with anybody's statements. I like how Mockfish says G2's is too loud. He's talking about the bubblegum pink of Gentlemates. Hello? It's bubblegum pink. That one's disgusting. I hate it.
Oh.
Why is it pink? Why is the font messed up?
Oh.
You can't see what it says. I can't read it. I'm done with it. Throw that one out. Put the other 3 in. At least they're recognizable. I don't want bubblegum pink on my car. Not like that.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, if the Gentlemates are signing creators, Chixa, you're not one of them. Let me tell you that much. Jeez. I mean, I even see them out there in VCT with the pink jerseys. I'm quite a fan, I gotta say. But hey, it's not about what I like. It's about your opinion. And it was well stated. We got our first Hall of Fame out there. We got a second coming up. Bepic, are you ready for our next Hall of Fame?
I'm so ready. I've been ready.
Oh, listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. He's all set. All right, very well. Well, if you're all set, then why don't you take a look at this picture right about here? All right.
I know this ain't your screenshot.
All right. Oh, whoa! All right. Well,
wait, when did you get the screenshot from my girlfriend? For that.
Hold on. Let me fix something right here. And then Chixa, did you have anything in particular to say about this screenshot?
No, I thought it was cool.
Oh, that's great.
It. That person's really good at extra modes, I gotta say.
Yeah, that's great. Well, talk to me a little bit here about the Hall of Fame here. I have Rumble, Hoops, Drop Shot, and Snow Day as our extra modes. Which one doesn't make it into your Hall of Fame? I'd rather hear from you.
I don't think Drop Shot makes it, I'll be honest. I've played Snow Day, I've played Hoops, I've played Rumble. I feel of those 3, that's what I generally see, just people playing. Rumble was, I think, the first thing I ever hit GC in. So
Ooh.
Rumble was like kind of that favorite. Hoops I literally played the other day. It's just very different. It's a whole different ball game. And Drop Shot, I don't know. I don't find much interest.
All
That's
right.
my opinion.
All right. Well, hey, fair response. We'll let these two out of their cage here for a moment. Mocked and Bepic, welcome back to the stream. And Bepic, you were supposed to kick us off.
Supposed to.
Supposed to. Yeah, but it's my show. Isn't that crazy how that works? Talk to me about the Hall of Fame, which doesn't make it here.
All right, it's obviously Rumble. RNG, I do not like in Rocket League. That's one of the most beautiful parts of the game. And demo respawns, I'll forgive that. It's a little bit of spice, but it's not too much spice in the beautiful game that we all love. But every 10 seconds, a new power-up being randomized, no thank you. Hoops, that's pretty similar to regular Rocket League, shooting on some ground goals or whatever.
Okay.
Snow Day, weird ball. I don't know how they got it like that, but it's still pretty similar to Rocket League. And drop shots, a classic. Chixa, come on, like that is that is the best extra mode by far. Rumble sucks.
Rotate. Mock, you're gonna get your call here for the Rumble hoops, drop shot, snow day shenanigans. What are you thinking?
There's only one official ranking of all the 4 extra modes, and that is drop shot is the best, then comes hoops, and then the other 2. Snow day is a bit iffy, it's just basically pinch central at this point, but I like it a lot more. Rumble can die in a fire. It can go into the next bin and be deleted from this world. I hate it. It's not because the RNG, because you can be really good at Rumble, but it's just so stupid sometimes that it doesn't make sense. I don't like it. Get it away from my game.
All right. The Rumble hate chicks, are you taking that?
I don't want to take it. No, I love Rumble.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable. That's why it's fun. Sorry, you guys can't control it.
These
that's
guys,
the whole
these
point
guys
of it.
love.
I will say I'm shit at Rumble. But
Wow,
it's
so
still
the
a
real
bad
news
game
is
mode.
coming out now, folks. You know what? Mike just doesn't like it because he sucks at it. All right, well, maybe you should just leave the show because you're not so good at this either. But you're not losing. Bepic, you
excuse
are
me?
right here in last place. Yeah, I'll give you credit where it's due. Bepic, what's it going to take to go over the hump here?
I mean, I kind of got docked points earlier for calling out a wrong fact. I said Sun KC were the ones beating Vitality, and I got called out for Vitality losing outside the top 4. I specified sub, but you know, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
The host's got to watch RLCS.
Apparently, we like our finer details here. Well, folks, I
Shout out
know
Twitch
one
chat for
thing
that.
about you all, and that is that you all take finer details in the art of casting Rocket League. That's right. We're all casters here. We're all yappers at heart, and we all like to get paid for it when we can. I want to talk to Chicks. I think you're going to start us off here. We have a unique question here for the Hall of Fame. I've basically categorized 4 styles of casting. So you see them right above you. Play-by-play, color, hybrid, and had to fit hosting in there because we got to have 4. And hey, I think we've all done some hosting work as well. Talk to me about which one just doesn't make it for you. Just your style. This is an argument of what is the best facet of the craft. It is more just so for you. What do you prefer? 30 seconds starts now.
Oh, I'm definitely hybrid color or play-by-play. I am not a host. I have hosted, I think, 2 or 3 times in my career. It's just not my thing. I think hosts are very vital. Some of my favorite people are hosts. I mean, you're hosting us right now. You're doing a fantastic job. I could not do a job as well. So my favorite's certainly hybrid. I love mixing and matching both worlds. That's definitely, I find, what's comfortable between me and my caster. If you're gelling, you're vibing, you're hybriding it out, you're probably showing your best self and your co-caster's best self.
Rotate. Now, Mocked, apparently you need a barf bag, and you need a good
sorry,
answer, too,
man.
to recoup the point you lost after that. You've got time, 30 seconds. Talk to me.
A point loss is worth it, but for any game outside of Rocket League, I'd say hybrid is the one that has to kick the bucket here, because in every other game, it just allows you, it allows you to have play-by-play, to have color casters, and I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Hybrid casting only works in Rocket because it's so frantic, because it's so fast-paced. That's why we need it. And as for hosting, I love hosting, especially on a live event, at a LAN, stage hosting there, having a microphone, having a crowd riling up. It's the best thing in the world, so I wouldn't leave it there. So yeah, for me, hybrid, despite it being our bread and butter, has to go.
We'll rotate on to Bepic. Last call here for the casting styles.
You know, my text right next to my head is completely correct. Mock nose ball, play by play in color. They're classics. It's what they used to do in the RLCS. We have kind of strayed away from that towards hybrid, but every other esport, you're right, uses play by play in color, and it just unlocks the abilities of the casters more when you split it up between the two. And then hosting, like, you do need that. I tried hosting one time and it was so hard. I gained so much respect for the casters that I know that are able to main hosting, and so I can't leave that out of the Hall of Fame. It's difficult and is a whole different set of skills.
Really is. Time management,
Yeah.
keeping to the book. It can get very specific, but yeah, I gave you guys some catch-up points there because I couldn't agree more. Hybrid, although we are Rocket League born and bred, it is very rare that it actually is the better style, in my opinion. And of course, you know, it's my show, so I get to talk about my opinion too. So, but not enough, not too much. We got to move on to a new category. Well done here on the Hall of Fame. You passed through another category, guys. Chixa, you're on top here with Mocked Fish, so not so bad. Chixa, how's it feel sharing the throne right now?
I'm doing better than I thought, so I like that. I'm keeping the vibes. I'm just going with what first pops in my head because you only have 30 seconds to do
That's a
just.
fact. That's a fact. Time is of the essence, and it will continue to be, Bepic, because we're starting with you for our third category. It's called This or That, and it's very simple, actually. It's this or it's that. You just, I put two things in front of you. You tell me, all right, what you're thinking. We're going back to RLCS as well. So put your analyst caps back on, folks. Put them back on. All right, I want to start with an image again. We love our images. And I'm going to kick it off over this way. Do you see what I'm seeing, folks? What lies before you? Oh, my friends, this is the open qualifiers of EU, and this is a loss for Moist Esports. What happened? Oh, God, they're gone. They got knocked out, as did Resolve. So what's going on here, Bepic? Is this EU depth, or is this EU inconsistency?
Okay, first of all, I thought you were talking about Egg getting eliminated the round before, because I was going to be up in arms about that. But okay, I guess we're talking about Moist and Resolve not making it main event. I mean, it's the format, honestly. Like, EU depth, EU consistency. Okay, I guess that's this or that. But the secret third option would be the format for me. But it's absolutely EU depth. Like, EU's been deep for a long time. The amount of different countries, different communities that EU boasts that allow players to grind and have motivation to get better than all those other communities and groups of players. Like, EU is the deepest region by far, and this shows it.
All right. Well, you're in deep on EU, it sounds like. Chicks, are you the same way here? EU depth or EU inconsistency?
I have to say EU depth as well. I mean, how many times have we seen a 14, 15, 16-year-old come out of the shadows, out of nowhere? I mean, the OG Moist roster, and just show that they have young talent. They are incredibly deep, no matter how old they are. They just keep finding these players. Then again, being a young player comes out of nowhere, shakes up the scene. We argued earlier he was the best. I mean, that's crazy depth that players that young be shown up as the best in the scene time and time again. I mean, we keep talking about Joyo. We keep talking about Viteria. I mean, I wonder why, because they all came out from the depths.
Okay, all right. I gotta say, when I think of depth at this current time, I don't think of Zen, Joyo, and Vatira. But if you're saying they come from the depths, all right, I'll give it to you.
Oh, Howard,
our EU resident. What? Tell us what's going on across the pond, man.
I mean, it's truthfully, it's a bit of both, right? It's inconsistencies and it's depth. Moist lost in the upper bracket to Solary and got knocked down, and Resolve lost to top Cougars in that particular open qualifier. So they are acceptable losses, but at the same time, it just shows how deep the region is as a whole. And I swear to God, if I hear one more person complain about the format, I'm gonna go fucking ballistic, because it's not the format's fault. It's only the player's fault. If you don't perform, you're out, and that is the way it's supposed to be.
Rotate right on time, Mocked. Well done. And I needed to hear that too, you know, because I've chipped away at the format myself, but sometimes they need someone like AJ to tweet out, guys, it's your fault if you're not winning. Well, Someone's got to tell him same thing about playoffs. Bepik, maybe you tell him. You're his doppelganger. Anyway, we're going to keep it moving. This or that. We're keeping it analytical as well, guys. Mocked, I have to start with you just because it's the perfect segue. I'm sorry, I'm deviating from the format here. I am. The question is simple. The this or that is very straightforward. In terms of format, the 2024 format or the 2022 to 2023
what exactly do you mean by that?
Format.
You're like overall, everything.
I'm talking... God, I didn't start your timer. You're lucky. Oops, went to the wrong screen there as well. Wow, NA production. It's what you make of it. Good luck. 30 seconds.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it as the entire thing, including brackets and majors. So overall, I'd like to have 3 majors back, so I'm gonna just side with the 2022-23 format for that very reason. I just like more majors, more lands. It's a better environment to have more qualifying tournaments for the World Championship and also World Championship wildcard. Please, it was so much better to have that. The only thing I didn't like about the old format was the auto qualification spots. But, you know, I can live with that if we get everything else in return. So, yeah, give me the old one.
Okay. He's taking the old. Are you going with the new? Sir Bepik, we're just going to keep it moving in that line. I want to hear from you starting now.
I'm taking the new because SSA has a major spot, and Mina gets a bonus one, but SSA has a major spot. Like, I will take that. I'll take all the weird changes we got to deal with because SSA, we get to see at 3 different lands this season instead of just 1. So I am ecstatic about that. That's a phenomenal change, and I feel like this is a growth season for the RLCS. They're using this to test the waters with new formats, and so I think it's diminished. I think it's kind of weird because they're figuring out what works, and next season is going to be fantastic.
Rotate right on the dot, Chixa. We're splitting the desk, but you have to decide which way we'll turn.
Old format. Really easy for me. That's easy. I want the extra major. I mean, Mock took it right out of my mouth when I was thinking it. Like, it's incredible. I was at so many of the lands last year. It's just all my memories. Like, that is literally everything. And this year's format, taking the one away, it's been shaken up. I don't know if I like how the prize pool is split between so many people as well. Like, there's so many changes. I'm not a fan. I prefer last year's.
Gonna give you an extra point because you actually had some foreshadowing on the future questions that we have here. Folks, you can take that analyst cap back off, but there's still one more. Yeah. Go ahead. Let the sweat run through, you know, clean yourself up. But this may be the hardest question of the day.
You?
Yeah, go ahead. You're going to need some breathing room before this
Can
one.
we have just have a marriage of the format? Because I like certain things of both. I like the 3 I like the 3 majors. I like SSA having a spot. I like the prize per distribution being a lot deeper. Too deep. But I like it being deeper, just better than just top 16. So if for RLCS 2025, we could just get a mesh both of them. Please.
Okay.
Please, Epic Games. Please allow them.
Mock, that would be great if this was a podcast, but this is a game show, so we're gonna keep moving, guys. Our next question is again our toughest one of the day. Prepare yourselves for it, because this is gonna get saucy. Mr. Bepik, we're starting with you here, my friend. Your timer starts now. Pizza or wings?
Wings have gotten way too expensive in America. I'm now former college student, but I still live on that same kind of budget. Wings are too expensive. I can go and get a whole pizza for like $5, and that will fill me up and then fill me up for a whole other meal. Wings are pretty much just one meal, and they cost the same as like 3 full pizzas. So maybe wings have better flavor, but it is not a big enough margin. Pizza by far.
Wow. All right, the price point is really selling Mr. Bepik, but Chicks, I've got to go to you. Pizza or wings?
I'm doing pizza just because it's so customizable. Like, I have potato pizzas, there's chicken bacon ranch pizzas, buffalo, and then there's regular cheese. Like, if you're basic, you could just get cheese. If you want to change it, there's deep dish, there's stuffed crust, there's different sauces you can put on top. That's what I'm vibing with. I just like the customizability. With wings, you know what you're getting. It's just chicken, bone or bone in, and you can choose whatever sauce you want. That's
You ever
it.
been to B-dubs?
I mean, I've been to B-dubs. Yeah, they have so many sauces, but you can still put sauce on pizza. Some people like ranch on pizza. Doesn't mean it's bad.
All right, we got price, we got variety, but Mocked Fish, what's it gonna come down to at the end of the day with the pizza wings?
Pizza is easily favored in any sort of life situation. It's the better. If you're drunk and you're on your way home, you get a pizza. Oh, it's perfect.
true,
It's
that's
beautiful.
true.
And also just the of eating. There's nothing more that I hate than sticky hands. And wings always are just dipped in sort of honey sauce, and it just your hands are sticky and they're just terrible to eat. Pizza is a lot better in that regard, unless you design it to be a cultural inappropriation of the Italian cuisine. Chicksa.
All right, back to the messy hands point. I mean, I do get you. Pizza kind of has even like a holder at the end with the crust. Like, you know, it's clean in that way.
You just fold it in the middle and then you hold it. It's not that difficult.
You can do that as well. Quick question. Do any of you eat your wings with forks to just avoid the messiness issue?
Only boneless.
Okay, so that's a missed point there for Chicksa. Thank you so much for answering that honestly. We're going to move on to our final category here. It's called Let's Get Spicy. Just about as spicy as our atomic wings. But the questions, they're going to spice things up for sure. I want to start with Chicksa for this category, because Chicksa, it's been since the first category, since you got things going with the category. So we gotta kick it off to you, and we're gonna actually share a video for this one. We're really spicing things up here. Yeah, seriously. So let's pan over to that. Let's check it out.
I feel like that's really unique. So I'm vibing with them. I like that they pulse. I like that they glow. I don't know, something about that is also just very appealing. Would I personally probably use mine? I don't think I use any of them. I'll be real.
All right,
but I think it's cool.
All right, well, we couldn't hear it, but apparently everyone in the production could. Even Storm's getting at me for it. So I guess, you know, fair enough, Storm. If you want to produce the next show, I'll have you on, no problem. But Jackson, we heard from you. I gave you some points for it as well while I was distracted. Mocked, what are you thinking here?
Someone at Sonics finally had a good idea, and someone at Sonics also let them cook the good idea, because that's what we got. It's a definite W. It's a lot more effort, I feel like, put into these season rewards than we have usually seen from Sonics. I like it. Chicksa said they're vibey, they're nice. Granted, I don't think anyone will use them in game, but no one uses rewards anyway, apart from me and my season 1 bronze crown. So yeah, it's a good decal. I can see like some fun designs being made with them, especially like the white from the SSL one or the blue from the diamond. Yeah, it's good. I like.
So you're gonna use the white, the SSL one? Is that what I'm hearing?
If I get SSL rewards, I'm currently about 150 MMR 200 away. So
it's actually good.
Damn, you really stepped on business there. Bebek, I want to hear from you. Season rewards, you siding with the desk here?
Massive W, size of the Atlantic Ocean W. Whoa. They actually designed end of season rewards that look good, and they're not just directly tied to the rank symbol. Like the wheels they've been spitting out, the banners they've been spitting out, it's just like the rank symbol slapped on a, I don't know, pink matte color. It's ugly. It's this rank thing. This is tied loosely to the rank. Like it's the color of the rank symbols, but it actually looks good, and it's not like flashing it at everybody. Oh, I was this rank last season.
All right. Rotate it around. Yeah, you know what? Those wheels that have just the rank emblem on it. Like, okay, yeah, buddy, we get it. You got your diamond rewards. Move on.
And they're gross.
We're gonna keep it moving, folks. We're gonna keep it moving. 2 more comments on the Let's Get Spicy, and you all agreed on that. So I gotta be honest, that wasn't spicy enough. I want the spiciness. I want the sauce. Let's switch it to a new question. Mocked, you're gonna begin this one, and the question, well, it's a little unique. Describe your worst or most embarrassing casting moment. I'm sorry, I got all casters here, so I gotta indulge. Mocked, you gotta really think on the top of your head. You're the first one here. Go.
So no one actually knows this, and I don't think I've given a bad account of myself. But for my first Evil Geniuses cast, I was actually drunk that I did with Hercules. It was the beginning of Carnival, and I went out with a few of my mates during the day and was like, okay, just having 2 or 3 beers. Ended up having about like 10, and then going on to cast. It went well. No one knew I was drunk, but it was still embarrassing for me personally in the booth. But I think I've handled it decently enough. So yeah, live with my secret.
You know what, Mocked? I've enjoyed the worldwide international major endeavors with you before. I've shared a drink with you, and you're a jolly guy. So I can't imagine that you didn't pull it off, my friend. Bepic, we're sharing stories here. What's yours?
All right. So one time I was tasked with calling the intramural basketball championships at Auburn University, which is taken seriously because it's a university that's fairly large in the southern United States. And I was doing color commentary for that. And I was talking about the defensive style of one of the teams.
Sure.
And I was saying that they played a very good defensive style of Rocket League. I said Rocket League instead of basketball in front of like a couple hundred people that have no idea I'm a Rocket League caster.
Yeah, wow. Oh, wow. You know what? Who's to
Boy,
say?
that's elite. That's elite. That's
Who's
elite.
to say maybe they do play really good defensive Rocket League, and you just had that extra vision available. That is amazing. Chick said that's tough to top, but I'm still taking it to you at 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I in fact pulled out the clip and sent it to you. I don't think you'll have time to put it in, but this clip was
she's got receipts.
This clip was taken and posted on a YouTube smash thrown together of big
this.
5-head casting moments on Rocket League. I said ka-chow on broadcast like many years ago, and it didn't even correlate. I was like, it's Phoenix Thunder. I'm thinking Thunder. I'm thinking
This is before
lightning.
Cars, right?
Ka-chow. Yeah, before Cars, way
God.
before Cars. I was so new to casting. It was embarrassing.
The fact that it was actually clipped from a separate YouTube account that made a conglomerate of funny Rocket League clips is the funniest thing to me. Didn't they also put it twice in their video?
Twice. Once in the middle and once at the end.
Yeah, it was that bad. I mean, it was that great of a call. Chicks, yeah. Good. Great. Well, I'll send that link out in the chat. And folks, if you in the stream want to enjoy that one, but yeah, Money Goes even asking for it. So there you go. Ka-chow indeed. Thanks for the stories, guys. That is hilarious. Most recently, I'll share one too, because hey, everyone's being vulnerable here. Instead of saying that a shot was arriving on the net from a certain player, I said that player almost came. And had a very awful pause afterwards. Bepic was actually my co-caster during that. So
I said pump and dump on the SSA stream last week. Is that...
What? Yeah, we all got those moments.
How'd that even come up naturally?
You know, they were just lobbing the ball away every single time. That's how, and then just chasing after it.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, you know what? The great thing is we're all still casters, and hopefully more moments like these are in our future. In our future, though, is only one more question. It could really come down to this. And as Rocket League figures, I am actually very, very curious about your comments here. We're going to start it off with an image, actually, as I put the question up as well. The question is pretty simple. Is Rocket League esports dying? I have here an image that really isn't the best. I whipped this up very quickly. This is the prize pool of every season aside from this one. See how it's going up? This is the first season it went down by a significant margin. Not only the prize pool, but we mentioned earlier how there's one less major. Mockfish did not enjoy that point. So things are trending down. It's doom and gloom a lot in the Rocket League season region. You get the idea. Bepic, I think you're starting us off. Talk to me and tell me if Rocket League esports is dying.
People love to throw around the dying term for a lot of esports, and it's usually not true. Right now, Rocket League's being restructured. You gotta trim the bushes sometimes. And Epic went through a lot of budget cuts. We went through a complete overhaul of the production. Like, the season started super late. It's just being restructured. They're changing things, trying out new things. There are new people in charge that have to get used to running it. Sure, it's in a bad state right now, but it's gonna get better. It's Rocket League.
It is Rocket League after all, isn't it? Chixa, it's Rocket League esports dying. 30 seconds begins now.
Professional scene, no. Community, yes. As someone who's part of multiple communities between collegiate, high school, and women's scene, we are on the short end of the stick on all the communities. And that, in that sense, is dying. We're talking about the shortage of casting opportunities because there's a shortage of community opportunities. So in that sense, Rocket League's dying. I've lost a lot of players in the other communities that I've casted that stopped playing Rocket League. They gave up. They said, move on because there's nothing left for me.
Rotate. A sobering but true sentiment from Chixa. Mock, you're going to wrap it up here. 30 seconds on the clock. Rocket League, is it dying? Rocket League esports, is it dying?
Well, we certainly don't hope so, because otherwise our livelihoods are at stake. But I don't think it is. It is dying at all. It is, as Babik said, in a restructuring, but that's not necessarily the issue. In fact, EU Qualifier 1 had the highest viewership, had higher viewership even than last Worlds, because of French organizations, and there's a lot of influx of organizations coming into the scene. Gentlemates, of course, being one of the biggest ones. So if orcs still find Rocket League attractive, and if orcs still come flooding to the scene, I don't think it's dying. Yes, though, it needs restructuring, and yes, new people need time.
All right. Whoa. All right. Down to the wire we ended up here. Well played, contestants. This is not a situation or a scenario that I like to be in here at the end. I like to see one of you away so we can end the show with two. But Chixa, my fish, it's not that simple. Bepic, for you it is. Congratulations. Our reigning champion is in the finale again. Okay, you know that I'm not biased with these picks because I would not have this guy back in the finale. I'm done with this guy. I've had him on my show enough. But Chixa Mockfish, it's going to come down to a tiebreaker for you guys. Okay, there it is. Rocket League game mutators. Don't you dare pick up a screen. Don't you dare pull up a tab. Chixa, you're starting.
Making the ball smaller.
I'll give you ball size. Please mention the name of the mutator. Mockfish.
Max speed. Max speed, that is.
Ball max speed. Yes. Good. Chixa.
Unlimited boost. I don't know.
Boost amount. You're going for boost amount, right? Yes. Okay. Mockfish.
Series length.
Yes. Chixa.
Color. Feeling color.
Color of what? No, I'm gonna say no. You have 5 seconds. It's not on my list.
Ball velocity. Did we do
Had
ball
that.
max speed?
We
I know,
did
but
that.
did you do car max speed? I don't know. I'm gonna boost. I don't know. I'm done. I don't know, mutators.
Yeah, well, you know what? We did do ball max speed. That is a repeat. That is unfortunately the end. I'm so sorry, Chixa. We gave you some. You were stretching our arms. We were trying, but at the end of the day,
I do not know mutators.
I had like 2 or 3 still in my back pocket.
And you gotta respect that 30 points to your name. Chixa, before we leave you, could you at least give us a shout out where we can find you and what's going on in your life?
Yeah, I mean, find me on Twitter. I'm doing a ECAC match tomorrow. We're doing some of the final stuff for the leagues there. But yeah, Twitter, Chixa_RL. I feel like that's the main source of my stuff going on right now. I am coaching, so I'm doing stuff at Post University. I'll be starting my master's there as well, so kind of excited for that journey. But yeah, I'm just around now coaching, casting, and we'll see what comes up.
Perfect. Chix's Twitter is in the chat right now. Please go drop a follow. And Chixa, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Hopefully this isn't your last appearance. Like I said, I've bet on already too much. So I hope we get more appearances from you guys. Thank you again so much, folks. We are going to take a break. You must win 2 of these rounds to be crowned the champion of episode 1. Let's start off with our first. Remember, you have 10 seconds to answer. I will let you know if you have to look for it. I'll give you some chances as well. If you get the answer wrong, I'll give you a chance to answer again. But if you repeat or run out of time or say the wrong answer, you will be eliminated. Final point. Sorry, I have to mention this as well. There is a limited number of answers on this category. If we reach the end of the list, the correct answer to follow is no more answers. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Very good. All right, we will begin now. Our topic is, drum roll. It is teams that have officially qualified for major number 1. That is at this very moment, as of today, they are qualified to major number 1. Do not dare open a tab. Bepic, you're up.
G2.
Correct.
Team Falcons.
Correct, Bepic.
Carmine Corp.
Wrong.
I'm so sorry. That is incorrect, Mr. Bepic. The correct answer and the final answer was indeed Power. Mocked had it ready, locked and loaded. This one. The new topic. And Mocked, remember, you have 10 seconds. This is a longer list, folks. So get ready. Is bada bing, bada boom. Teams with RLCS 2024 esports decals. Mocked, get us started.
G2.
Yes.
Gentlemates.
Yes, Mocked.
BDS.
That's correct. Bepic.
Carmine Corp.
Correct. Mocked.
Space Station Gaming.
Correct. Bepic.
Team BDS.
Oh my god.
Said it.
You just repeated. You just repeated what Mock said. That's the end of the game, folks. That is it. It is over so much quicker.
I was deleting the ones that we've seen before first. And then was trying to go to the outer regions.
Oh, Bepic, I'm so sorry, but that is the end. Thank you for participating.
So
but the crown is officially gone. Walk me through the emotions. What happened?
I threw. I had a clear on the back wall in Game 6 of a major final, and I passed it to the other team.
Oh, man. Mockfish, we'll get to you in a second, but Mr. Bepic, as you are eliminated, as you are no longer our reigning champion, tell us what's up. Tell us what's going on in your life. Give us a little bit of a shout out here.
All right, follow me on Twitter at BepicCasts. I tweet sometimes. I work a lot of other times at night, so I'm not casting as much as I used to. But I still host show matches every Monday. Twitch.tv/Mr. Bepic if you're into Collegiate Rocket League. On the North American side, I host show matches there. So we have fun on my stream. But outside of that, just, I don't know, follow me on Twitter. Tweet at me when I make bad predictions. And thanks for having me on, Jake. That was a lot of fun.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Blake. Mockfish, though, you're our champion, which means not only you get the bask into glory, but you do qualify for our finale, which the grand prize winner in the finale is a $25 Steam gift card. Not so bad, not so bad. But how are you liking and faring in that season finale, even though you have no idea what your competition will be?
I mean, as long as it's not EU competition, I'm not worried.
Oh man. Okay. Congratulations, Mockfish. Bepic, again, thanks so much for being on the show. Folks, this has been Rotate, the game show that always has you circling back for more. We'll see you next Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern sharp for season 3, episode 2. Contestants will be revealed the morning of. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter to catch up with everything involving Rotate and more. We're out of here. Show's over, folks. See you next time.